Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. This time it's a fragrance from a house that gets very little mention in the Fragcom. It is the house of Bois 1920. It's an Italian house. It was created in 1920s. That's why 1920. And the fragrance is Vetiver Ambrato. Just look at the bottle, fellas. Half frosted. The top is clear and the cap looks like a cork. It's lovely. Parfumer, Christian Calabro, release year 2005. And what I've done is I put about 3 sprays on my left hand because I just absolutely adore this fragrance. This is an exclusive review and I'm glad I'm doing this exclusive review on YouTube. And I'm just glad that this fragrance is part of my collection because this is just extremely beautiful. Now, amber fragrances, I'm not a big fan. Why? Because amber fragrances, especially the smoky ones and the dense ones, they pull me down a bit. And I'm not a very big fan of very thick fragrances because, you know, after all, I'm wearing my fragrance mostly to work and I don't want myself to feel down at work or weighed down. I like vibrant fragrances, but I like my fragrances to be sort of non-smoky, non-boom, boom, boom, boom. That's why I like this fragrance. I'm not a big fan of amber, but this one is one of those amber fragrances that I will always have in my collection. So how does it start? It's starting to dry down, but I'll tell you from memory what does it smell like. It smells beautiful when you first spray. It's basically a combination of bergamot and lemon. Very zesty. And then there's artemisia and galbanum. So artemisia is fresh, woody, invigorating herbal smell. Galbanum is herbal, slightly resinous and slightly bitter. So you can imagine there's zestiness and vibrant nature of bergamot. There is a resinous, green, herbal quality of galbanum. And those are basically mixing together when vanilla pops in. So it's basically vanilla, or I should say benzoin. It's more like a vanillic or acidic, effervescent vanilla smell. Yeah, so that's benzoin. That's how it starts off. It just comes and says, hello, I'm going to really entertain you all day. That's how it is. Beautiful. In the middle stages, the fragrance brings in vanilla. Beautiful vanilla, and it's combined by a very green rose type of a smell. And that's basically geranium. Very, very nicely embellished geranium because it's combining with galbanum. So it's like a green rose smell. The sweetness comes out a bit. Fragrance is not sweet when you first smell it. It becomes a little bit sweet. And at that stage, the vanilla, the deep, rich, beautiful vanilla reminds me of the vanilla that you smell in Shalimar's EDP. Now, this vanilla also has a note of opopanax and leather. So there's a little bit of animalic dirtiness to it. That dirtiness is completely absent in Vetiver Ambrato. Yeah? That beautiful vanilla combines with the lemon, bergamot, combines with the galbanum, artemisia, and creates this beautiful scent, but the vanilla will remind you of Shalimar. When the fragrance dries down, there is another surprise. Amber comes out, and the amber is amber resin, but it's like slightly shiny and kind of thin layer of amber. It's not that kind of an amber that you normally smell in, let's say, Ambre Sultan or Amber Absolute by Tom Ford. It's not. It's very embellished. The fragrance is very bright in character. And with that amber is the biggest surprise that this fragrance has up its tail. And that's a very earthy vetiver. That vetiver really, really shocked me because it's smoky earthy. It's not smoky, but smoky earthy. And it reminded me of the vetiver you smell in Encre Noire. Typically in Encre Noire à l'extrême. So it's not inky, but it's very earthy and it's quite smoky. And that's the journey of the fragrance, and it's beautifully named, Vetiver Ambrato. Both those notes play a beautiful role in the fragrance, but there's also a very rich vanilla. What a fabulous fragrance this is. So, let's talk about pros and cons. Number 1 pro. It smells very expensive. And just, you know, the moment you spray this, if you're a lover of all those notes I mentioned, it'll really shock you. Because it's so beautifully made, you think, why did I not sample this? This has been in existence since 2005 and hardly anybody talks about it. So this fragrance really, really, really shocked me by its beautiful quality, its creativity. So it's very expensive smelling, beautiful execution. Look at the notes I detailed. There's also a note of clove, which you smell in the first half an hour of the fragrance, which is amazing. How does clove fit into all that? So execution is absolutely brilliant. Next one, value for money. Tremendous value for money. You can get a 100 ml bottle, if you look around, for about 110 to 115 pounds. The kind of complexity, the little layers that you get, this is almost like an amouage. It smells and behaves like an amouage. Small facets keep up and down, coming up and down. Depending on the weather, your skin chemistry, you will be entertained every time you wear this fragrance. So I love the value for money because I just love the complexity of this fragrance. Age groups 25 plus. So this is not a fragrance that you can dress down. This is a fragrance that you have to be at least smart casual. And because of that masculine vetiver and that amber and that vanilla, it has that expensive feel about it. It's very high quality materials. So I'm covering it in prose because I just wanted to say that this smells expensive and it has slight gravitas to it, so you couldn't dress it down. But the property I want to highlight is it smells really expensive. And the next one is the downside. Now the downside is the medium projection of this fragrance. So let's talk about performance. Very long lasting fragrance. You'll easily get 12 to 14 hours, absolutely no problems. High quality scent, very high quality materials have been used. But the projection is medium. So it will project for about 2 or 3 hours, and when you're out and about, you'll smell yourself. And it smells magical. But after that, the projection recedes. So when you smell so good, you want everybody to smell you. So that could really upset some people. Very high sillage fragrance. So I wear 3 to 4 sprays under my shirt and let it waft out. The other downside could be those two notes. The vanilla will remind you of Shalimar in the middle stages, and the vetiver will remind you of Encre Noire. And some people might, reject it by saying, oh, I've smelled this before. But the whole journey, the whole composition is quite unique. Those two notes are reminiscent of two fragrances I talked about. So, occasions. This looks like a high-end fragrance, smells like a high-end fragrance, so I would wear it to high-end occasions. If I'm going to work and I'm dressed in a suit, there's nothing in the world that can stop me from wearing this to work. It smells amazing, posh. If I'm going to a date, it's a highly versatile fragrance. It's got so many romantic notes. If I'm going to a date and dressed like this, first date, I will leave an impression, for sure. So you can basically wear this to any occasion you feel that you're going to be slightly dressed up. Because it's such a versatile fragrance, it will accommodate those occasions. I've covered age groups, seasons. This smells beautiful in autumn. I've worn it in every weather. It smells beautiful in autumn, and I'm sure it will smell beautiful in winter as well, because it's such a high quality composition. Marks out of 10. See, I think this is a fragrance that people should talk about. And there are some downsides. Those two notes will remind you of two different fragrances and slightly reduced projection. But don't let that deter you. Because it's an exclusive review and because I'm so much in love with this, but I want to be a little bit conservative, not to mislead people, I was going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Slightly conservative. 9 out of 10. I hope you like this review, fellas, and I really hope you sample this. Take care. Bye-bye.